What's going on, everybody? So, I had a pretty cool dream last night, and it's something that just kind of rang with me for the rest of the day. In the dream, and for some reason, there was a whole bunch of people in my apartment, and that's strange. There's very few people that have been into my apartment, and I kind of want to keep it that way. But for some reason, there's a bunch of people in there, so whatever. I knew I was a dream at that point. And some girl came up to me and like it was just chit-chatting with me, and in like that kind of conversation where you're like getting to know somebody, like I was just talking, but there's a part of my mind that still knew I was in the dream. So it was like, all right, don't be scared, just have a conversation, because I'm super introverted, and I kind of make myself even more introverted because I'm on this spiritualness that a lot of people just don't get with, and I can't turn it off, and I don't try to turn it off. So it's like I will quickly make every conversation spiritual or something to deal with, like how to deal with your emotions or something like that. This is who I am now. So like she's talking to me and blah blah blah. We're going back and forth. It's a nice little conversation. But then I asked her, it's like, is it what you're doing making you happy? And the second I asked that question, I woke up. And that question's been ringing in my head all morning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I feel like that's a question that most people need to ask themselves. A lot of people are out here trying to get a job. And just as I've alluded to before, a job means just over broke. J-O-B, just over broke. And that's just the way it is now. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's like lucrative careers out there, doctors, lawyers, and all that stuff. But you're paying for your time. Like if you mess up, like if you were a surgeon, and you mess up and you're like, oops, I snipped somebody's heart off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be rough for you. So that's why you get paid, because like there's still a risk factor in all your education and stuff. But that's something that people need to ask themselves. I know I'm talking to the average Joes out there, and even if you're not an average Joe, then spread the message, I guess. But you really need to ask yourself, is what you're doing right now making you happy? Are you doing it right now because it makes you happy, or are you qualified to do it? You see what I'm saying? It's one of those things that I think about all the time. And it's like me going to work every day. I hate it. I truly do. I am by no means a lazy person. It's just I want to work hard at my goals, my dreams. I don't want to work hard at somebody else's goal and their dream. You know what I mean? Like, and to contradict exactly what I just said, my goal in the dream is to help people achieve their goals and dreams, but just not in corporate America. These videos are supposed to be here to inspire you, to make you feel good, make you feel happy. And if they're not the happiest types of videos, they make you think. I'm trying to switch people's way of thinking about common things that we take for granted. And life is one of those things that we really do take for granted. We don't think about life every day. You wake up, go to work, take care of the kids, go to sleep. You wake up, you feel broke, you dwell in it, and you try to scrape by a couple dollars. Life has been so contained nowadays because all we do is do things. There's a ladybug I almost stepped on. We do a lot of things to get money. That's all we do. Like, why do you go to work? You don't go to work because you feel fulfilled. And these are people that aren't in there, like entrepreneurs and things like that. Like, like just the people with the average jobs. You don't go to work to feel fulfilled. You go to work to make money. Money, this thing that humans made up. We used to have the barter system. If I give you 27 pigs, I could get a house. And I could have you build a house because I fed you and your family for the next 3 months. Something like that. But now it's just this money thing. And, don't get me wrong. Money is just energy, just like everything else. And that's why it's easier for some people to attract than others. But for the average Joe, someone that's not really super spiritual yet, that's something you need to think about. Because if it's not making you happy, like I said in one of my other videos, if it's not making you happy, you don't need to be doing it. Now I understand that's kind of like how this world is run, how this matrix is run. It's based off of money, so you need money to kind of survive, or you can just go live in the woods somewhere off the grid. But most people like the convenience and the comfort of life now, so I'm not telling anyone just go sacrifice that. But I'm saying if you do what you love doing, the money will always come because it's something that you would do for free. This is something that I would do for free, and technically I am doing it for free. But like I always say, it's like one day though, the money will come from it. It may not be off of YouTube, but I might get, you know, an opportunity to go speak somewhere, or someone might say, hey, we like your message. Would you like to promote this? And blah, 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 blah. That's just how the business things work. You know, YouTube is just a platform. That's what people need to understand. And a platform is something that you stand steady on until you get to the next level. You know, now it could be the big thing. It could be my whole life, or it can just be the thing that sets me up for something else. Who knows? You know, but this makes me happy because all the things I say on camera are things I say to myself all the time when I'm talking to myself in my apartment. I talk to myself a lot, you know, and most people will find that weird, but at the same time, you're always talking to yourself because you have thoughts. Who's saying those thoughts to you? So you're always talking to yourself. But for me, I was like, you know what? It makes me happy when I talk, and it makes me happy. So maybe just me ranting and talking on camera might make somebody else happy, you know? So this makes me happy, and it's called the law of opulence. You know, basically, it's kind of like the law of abundance, law of attraction, but it's also the law of opulence, one of the other universal laws that I don't have like the perfect definition for it, but it's pretty much that there's always enough to go around. That's essentially what it is. And it's like, if you think about it like this, right? You plant a seed, you plant one seed, you put it down, that one seed is going to grow a fruit that has 5 of those same types of seeds. You take one of those seeds out, you plant it, there'll be another fruit that pops up with 5 more seeds. You see what I'm saying? But we live in this world where we think everything is finite. We think everything is, oh, if that person got it, there's no way I can do it because they took that spot. It's always available for you. You know, it's what's called communicating with the mind of things, the universal mind. That's what you need to learn how to do, and have faith that whatever it is that you want to do will always be available to you if you just give it time and you give it your positive energy. You know, that's how this world works. And me coming up here makes people happy because they start to understand that there's more than just this job. There's more than just your phone waking you up at the same time. You know, on weekends, I love turning my alarm off. On my days off, I love turning my alarm off and just letting my body wake up. You know, I only wake up early on my actual days I'm on the schedule because, you know, I want to get my time back. So I'll wake up early to get my time back, or some of it anyway. You know, I don't care if on my day off I do absolutely nothing. I don't care if I just sit there and just look at TV all day. Some people would hate that, but not me, because I love my time. I value my time, and I spend it the way I want to spend it. And I made an old video about spending and investing, but, you know, we're just talking here. You know, that's how I want to do it. I want every single day to be by my design. I don't want my day to be scheduled. I don't want my life to be planned. I don't want my name going back in emails where I'm not even talking. You know what I mean? I'm not even communicating back and forth in these emails. I want my time to be dictated by me. And that's the world we live in, where you have to become a manager. But even when you're a manager, your time is still owned by your company. So what's the point? Some people will find fulfillment in climbing the ranks because that's their personal life. That's their challenge in life. More power to you. And I want to motivate you to get that. If you disagree with me about jobs, then hey, go be the best freaking manager you can be. You know, rise up, become a principal, become the highest level you can be in that company. Shit, take it over at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever let my personal beliefs limit you. You know, I'm just saying, go for what you want. Go for what makes you happy. You know, I talk to my mom, dad, grandma, and all my friends, and I always tell them that working is stupid. And not working like, you know, working towards like trying to achieve your goals, but working, you know, for somebody else for your entire life. And then you work for 40 something years and I get my pension. The fuck? So it's like there's people out here that literally do what I'm doing. They walk around with their phone and talk, and they can make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars off of this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. Though that's not my goal, but you know, I'm not gonna like beat around the bush and act like that's not an impossibility either. You know, well, that's not a possibility. You know what I mean? You know, I'm embracing these laws. I'm embracing this energy that I'm trying to put out into the world. And back to the law of opulence, it pretty much says like what you put out into the world is what will return to you, kind of like the law of attraction. They all sound very similar, but it's kind of like saying, if you want it, like there's always a place for you. So if you are going out there and you are providing happiness, happiness will be shot back to you. If you go teach other people how to be successfulness will be brought back to you, because there's always space, there's always room, you know? So you never have to worry about, you know, someone one-upping you if you always feel abundant, if you feel opulent, you know? It's like, I don't care if I tell someone one thing and they went out and made $1 billion tomorrow and I still have to go to work tomorrow. I wouldn't care. I'm like, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? There's no hate in my heart, because I know my time is coming. Just like everybody else's, as long as they believe in it. But what you gotta do is find what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? Find what makes you happy. You know, because if you hate doing your job, if you hate everything about it, that's negative energy that you're focusing on for 10 plus hours a day. You know what I mean? If you love making music, go make music. If you like inventing things, go invent things. If you like putting Legos together, go put Legos together. Because they have a whole Lego land or Lego store dedicated to that type of stuff. There's a place for everything. You know, I don't care if you like color coordinating leaves. Trust me, there's like some people with OCD that would love to watch your work. You know? So if you've been going to work for the past X number of years, and you just be like, this is so dumb, you know, ask yourself, is it what's making you happy? So then what you do is something like what I'm doing currently, is you start doing that thing that makes you happy more often. Sure, you have to go to work now. Cool. Most of us do. You go to work, then when you come home, you make time for your happiness. And then over time, you're going to want to do that more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, to the point that you're doing that more than actual work. You know, that's how I'm doing this. When I'm at work, I spend a lot of time just sitting around, just watching excavations. I'm not even watching it half the time. I'm just like in my own head, just like thinking of ideas of things to talk about, things that people might want to hear. So I'm literally doing this at work. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I know I'm on the right track with doing things I love doing. You know, my family would say that I'm not a very talkative person, and I wasn't, but I'm usually in my head, that's why. But when I come out like this, it's like I like being by myself, but I like talking when I'm by myself. I'm almost self-taught, if you will, just by me talking about things out loud. Sometimes I say some stupid stuff. I'm like, why did that come out of my mouth? I don't like that. What's the race to that one? You know what I mean? Because that's just how I operate. It's like people take self-taught, like they take that for granted. Oh, you just stumbled upon some things and things just worked out. Yeah. If it's your natural gift, you will be able to teach yourself it. So me, I've always been good at public speaking. So now it's kind of like private speaking, but I'm in public in speaking, so public speaking. You know? But sum it all up, do what you love, be happy. You know, if you're doing the things that you love to do, you're always going to be happy, because you're doing all of your hours of your day is something that you want to do. Take control back of your life. Learn new things. You know, it's like get into financial literacy, get into financial independence, financial freedom. Learn these things. Use these techniques I'm showing you to get your mind started, get your frequency up. You know, this isn't a plug, but I leave that Robinhood link at the bottom on purpose. You know, I don't want to put it out there like that, but you know, this is a perfect opportunity. So since the shoe fits, I'm gonna talk about it. You know, you go in there, you sign up, you get a free stock. And it could be $5, it could be $500, who knows? But that's $5 you didn't have before, and that's how you have to look at it. You know, helps me out because I get one and you get one. It doesn't really matter at that certain point as long as you're getting some money that you didn't have before. I don't care if it's a quarter for me. I said, that's a quarter I didn't have. That's how appreciative I am of everything. And these are the things I want you to understand. You know, $1 that you didn't have yesterday is $1 gained. So be happy for that dollar, because one day that dollar is going to be 2, that's going to be 50, it's going to be 100, 1,000, 100,000, million. One day. $1 million isn't a lot anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand that. Sure, it'll help. Best believe it'll help. But it's not a lot. You can no longer retire off $1 million unless you want to live a very, very simple life. But I'm young. I still want to be luxurious. I still want to be, you know, I still want to be the guy. My big goal, I think I've said this before, my big goal is to walk into a super fancy restaurant with a hoodie on, some basketball shorts, and some slides, or my little toe shoes. I'm not sure if I got that in the shot, but in my little toe shoes, or some like Nike slides or something. You know, that's my big goal. I want people to be looking at me like, what's he doing in here? He's not dressed correctly. So why does the way I dress have anything to do with my bank account? I'm rich in here. I don't need to show you how rich I am. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a little rant, but also a little motivation for you. Go out there and be happy, because with happiness comes a higher vibration. With a higher vibration comes new confidence, and new doors are always going to open up for you. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you followed along with my rant. I just want you to copy my energy and do it better than me, you know? So until next time, take care.